The night started long before the music began. Hours before the gates of Allegiant Stadium officially opened, the streets surrounding the venue were already flooded with purple lights, fan chants, banners, and thousands of excited RMY waiting under the burning Las Vegas sky. Hotels nearby were completely packed with fans wearing BTS merchandise, custom jackets, glowing light sticks, and handmade signs hoping to catch even a single glance from the members. The atmosphere felt less like a normal concert and more like an international festival built entirely around 7 artists who had once again proven their unmatched global influence. Every restaurant, every nearby shop, every corner of Las Vegas seemed consumed by BTS fever. Taxi drivers talked about BTS. Hotel staff talked about BTS. Even locals who were not K-pop fans admitted they had never seen the city become this emotionally alive because of a concert. As sunset slowly covered Las Vegas with orange and purple skies, the excitement outside Allegiant Stadium became almost uncontrollable. Fans screamed every time a security guard moved. Every rumor about soundcheck spread through the crowd within seconds. Some AMY cried before even entering the stadium because for many of them, this concert was more than entertainment. It was a dream years in the making. Some had traveled across countries and continents just to witness this second night in person. Others had spent months saving money to finally see BTS together again under one roof. There were fans from Korea, Japan, Indonesia, Brazil, Mexico, France, the United States, and countless other places, all united by one name: BTS. The moment the stadium lights dimmed, the entire venue exploded into deafening screams so loud that even fans recording from outside the stadium could hear the roar echoing through Las Vegas. The opening visuals appeared across the giant screens while thousands of ARMY bombs transformed the stadium into a glowing purple galaxy. Every heartbeat inside the venue seemed synchronized. Every fan screamed the members' names as if their voices alone could shake the entire city. And when BTS finally stepped onto the stage, Allegiant Stadium truly exploded. The members appeared with overwhelming charisma and confidence, feeding off the massive energy pouring from the crowd. The screams became louder with every step they took. Fans cried instantly at the sight of them. Some collapsed into tears before the first song even started. It felt unreal. After years of growth, struggles, military service discussions, solo activities, and global pressure, BTS stood together again in front of tens of thousands of fans who had waited endlessly for moments like this. The performances throughout the night were massive, emotional, and visually stunning. Explosions of fire surrounded the stage. Giant LED visuals lit up the stadium like a futuristic dream. Fans screamed every lyric word for word while BTS delivered powerful vocals and emotional speeches that constantly reminded everyone why their bond with ARMY remains unmatched in the music industry. Every song carried memories. Every choreography move triggered waves of nostalgia across the audience. It was not just a concert. It felt like the reunion of millions of hearts. But despite all the spectacular performances, nothing could prepare the crowd for the moment that would eventually dominate social media worldwide. During one of the emotional segments near the extended stage, BTS slowly approached the barricade area where fans were reaching out desperately hoping for interaction. The members smiled warmly, waving and making eye contact with ARMY as security carefully monitored the crowd. Phones filled the air trying to capture every second. Fans screamed uncontrollably every time a member came closer. Then suddenly, everything changed. One emotional fan near the barricade broke down completely in tears the moment one BTS member approached. Her body shook uncontrollably as she cried harder than anyone around her. At first, nearby fans thought she might simply be overwhelmed, but what happened next instantly transformed the atmosphere inside Allegiant Stadium. The BTS member stopped walking. For a brief second, the entire section seemed frozen. Instead of continuing down the stage like expected, he leaned toward the crying fan and wrapped his arms around her in a warm, genuine embrace that nobody saw coming. The fan collapsed emotionally into the hug, crying even harder while the surrounding crowd screamed in complete shock. Other members nearby immediately turned to watch the interaction unfold, smiling softly as the emotional moment captured the hearts of everyone inside the stadium. Phones trembled while recording. Fans screamed and cried simultaneously. Some people covered their mouths in disbelief. Others completely stopped singing just to watch the scene happen in real time. The emotional energy inside Allegiant Stadium shifted instantly from explosive excitement into overwhelming emotional unity. And then something even more unexpected happened. Even the members looked emotional watching it happen. Many fans pointed out how deeply connected BTS remains to ARMY despite their unimaginable global fame. In an industry often criticized for feeling distant or overly manufactured, this moment reminded millions why BTS built one of the strongest fan bases in modern music history. Their relationship with fans has always gone beyond performances and charts. It has always been emotional, personal, and deeply human. As the concert continued, the emotional impact of that moment never disappeared. Fans could still be seen wiping tears from their faces long after the hug ended. Some members appeared visibly touched during the next songs, smiling softly at the audience as if understanding how meaningful the interaction had become for everyone present. The energy inside Allegiant Stadium became even louder afterward. Every fan chant carried more emotion. Every lyric felt heavier. Every smile from BTS seemed more meaningful. Fans were no longer just attending a concert. They were living through a memory they knew would stay with them forever. During the final men's section of the night, emotions reached another level. The members stood together looking across the endless ocean of lights filling the stadium while expressing gratitude toward ARMY for their endless support throughout the years. Several members admitted they were overwhelmed by the energy of Las Vegas during the second night. One member even paused briefly while speaking, appearing emotional as fans screamed words of love and support back toward the stage. The crowd responded with deafening chants of BTS. Over and over again. The sound echoed through Allegiant Stadium like thunder. Even after the final song ended and confetti filled the air, fans remained frozen in place trying to process everything they had just experienced. Many stayed long after the members left the stage, emotionally overwhelmed by the night's unforgettable events. Outside the stadium, thousands of fans gathered in groups discussing the emotional hug moment as if they had witnessed history unfold in real time. Some fans cried while leaving the venue. Others replayed their recordings repeatedly while sitting on sidewalks outside Allegiant Stadium. Many simply stared silently at the glowing stadium lights, unable to fully process the emotional impact of the concert. Las Vegas itself seemed transformed by BTS that night. Social media feeds became flooded with emotional reactions, fan cams, edits, and discussions analyzing every second of the interaction. News about the emotional concert moment spread internationally within hours, attracting attention even from people who normally did not follow K-pop. What made the moment so powerful was not just the physical hug itself. It was what the interaction represented. In an era where celebrity culture often feels distant and artificial, BTS once again reminded the world why their connection with fans remained so powerful. They did not simply perform in front of ARMY that night. They shared emotions with them. And perhaps that is why the second night at Allegiant Stadium became more than just another stop on a world tour. It became a symbol of emotional connection, a reminder of loyalty, a reminder of love between artists and fans that survived years of waiting, challenges, and distance. For the lucky fans inside Allegiant Stadium, this concert will likely remain one of the defining memories of their lives. Years from now, they will still remember the screams, the lights, the songs, and especially the emotional moment that brought an entire stadium to tears. Because sometimes the loudest moments are not the fireworks, the explosions, or the music. Sometimes the loudest moment is silence right before thousands of people realize they are witnessing something truly unforgettable. And on that emotional night in Las Vegas, BTS created exactly that kind of moment. Nobody inside Allegiant Stadium realized that the emotional moment near the barricade was only the beginning of what would become one of the most unforgettable nights in BTS history. As the members slowly returned toward the center stage, the crowd remained emotionally shaken. Fans were still wiping tears from their faces while trying to scream the next lyrics through trembling voices. The atmosphere inside the stadium had completely transformed. Earlier in the night, the energy felt explosive and wild, but now it carried something deeper, heavier, and strangely beautiful. It felt like every person inside the venue suddenly understood why BTS concerts were never just about music. The members themselves seemed emotionally affected by the crowd's reaction. Between songs, they constantly looked around the stadium with expressions that mixed gratitude, disbelief, and emotional exhaustion. One member laughed softly after hearing the deafening chants from fans and admitted he could barely hear himself speak because the screams were so loud. Another member pointed toward the upper sections of Allegiant Stadium and thanked fans who had traveled from overseas just to attend the concert. The crowd responded instantly with even louder screams, causing several members to pause and smile in complete amazement. Then came another moment that nobody expected. As BTS prepared for one of their slow emotional songs, the stadium lights dimmed until the entire venue became almost completely dark except for thousands of glowing ARMY bombs floating like stars across the arena. The members stood silently for several seconds while soft instrumentals filled the stadium. The sudden quietness felt almost surreal after hours of non-stop screaming and music. One member slowly looked across the audience before speaking in a calm, emotional voice. "Tonight feels different." The stadium immediately exploded into screams again. But even through the noise, fans could sense something deeply emotional building beneath the surface. The members exchanged glances with each other, as if silently acknowledging the emotional atmosphere that had taken over the night. Many fans later said this was the exact moment they realized the concert would stay in their hearts forever.